What's up, what's up? It's Jay, Mr. Real Estate. We're here in Staten Island in my backyard, and we want to take a trip out to the memorial site of the late Eric Garner. And we want to do this message, first and foremost, let me give my condolences, my prayers, my love to the Garner family, to the Mike Brown family, to the Alfred Wright family, Kendrick Johnson family, just everyone that has lost lives needlessly to this systemic injustice that we see going on in our country. And as the leader of YMC, as a young just social activist, or just really a black man in America that is trying to invoke change and trying to bring a larger conversation to our people, we know I've done a wake-up video, several of them, and I've been trying to wake up the black community about bettering ourselves and empowering ourselves financially, attitude, appearance, ownership. But we can't do it alone. We can do all that we want to do as a black community, empower ourselves, but if there's a system in place that has been set up from us touching these shores, from the beginning of our ancestors coming here, there's been a system in place that really hasn't been in our favor. And it has gotten a lot better, and we're giving everyone credit for our system getting better. All civil rights leaders and people that, from Harriet Tubman, freedoms from slavery, to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and everyone in between, and to people that are currently making stance. But there's still a big gap in just how we're looked at, how we're treated, and just how the system is set up. And we're all seeing it now with these obvious cases, but it's happening in every hood in America, everywhere. So I'm going to be rallying, calling on youth, calling on colleges, everybody from every color, calling on our community, calling on YMC, anyone that understands what my brand represents, what my message is. It's about just waking up the country and really getting a larger conversation together. It's just not about laying down and doing sit-ins and all that. It's about a real conversation with our government about, yo, when's it gonna change and what we're gonna do to change it. So it's like, and we feel it as African Americans, as descendants of slaves who have been here. We know that it's not right and it's not fair. And sometimes it sounds like complaining or whatever it is. That's why I try to always talk about self-empowerment, because people think we're complaining, but it's not really complaining. It's just that we know that we go through it every single day. We live it. We live this hostility. We live this aggression towards us. We have to live in an aggressive state within our own communities to survive. And it's just like, it's time that like America come together, America hear our voice. Understand that it's just not the man that was laying here that literally couldn't breathe, but as a community, as a culture, oftentimes we feel like we can't breathe. Like we're constantly being locked up. We're born into poverty. We're just not given opportunities, and haven't given opportunities for dozens and dozens of years and decades and hundreds of years. We haven't been given the fair chance that everyone really should get. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a country as great as our country. So I'm going to be rallying soon to bring everybody out here at Eric Garner's memorial site to actually hold this conversation of waking up for our government to have a real conversation, not from old civil rights leaders and what they went through, but for what we go through as young black America today. Like, I'm just here to be a voice for that. I'm gonna be looking for your support, for everybody to come out, stop what you're doing, and really just make a stance and hold a real conversation, and not be so, as I said in my last video, not so be reactive, right? So Eric Garner had to die for us to react, and now everyone's protesting throughout the country. But eventually that news cycle will be over, and that energy will be over. So we gotta be more proactive. Like, how do we solve this moving forward so it's not more fathers of 6 who are now gone, leaving widows and leaving kids that are without a dad? Or there's not 18-year-old Mike Brown, a teenage kid that could have turned his life around, even if he was being aggressive or walking in the street or cigarillos or whatever it is. I was that young kid. I was a young kid that was selling drugs and carrying guns and went to prison 3 times before I turned it around to become very successful and productive member of society. Well, Mike Brown don't have that chance now to be who he could have been. You know what I'm saying? That's why we say young minds can, YMC. So I believe young minds can do anything, no matter where we come from. We just need the opportunity and the chance. So this is like my J-Blog for today, man. Is we can't breathe. Everybody rally together, man. We're going to stand up, and I'm going to hold something here in Staten Island, and we're going to turn up, and we're going to represent for not just Mike Brown or Eric Garner, but for everyone that's lost their lives, and for a real change within our government and the system towards the African American community, people of African descent who've been here, especially young America in general. So we need all decent Americans to rally with us It can't just be a call for black people. It's not a black-white thing. It's just what our experience here is in this country. And we need everyone seeing it. Like Eric Garner is just a camera phone recorded instance of what happens a lot, man. It happens more than you know. And we gotta put a stop to just not the police brutality, but the way the whole judicial system is set up, and how it affects us as black people, as African Americans. So one love, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all's support. You guys you can just follow my moves at jmrrealestate. That's my Twitter and my Instagram. jmrrealestate.com is my website. And only for you guys to be in tune with me as I rally everyone in the country for us to be able to make some change. I can't breathe, we can't breathe. Not only do Black Lives matter, Black lives have always mattered. And appreciate y'all. One love. Peace. Rest in peace.